Ed, we've seen Ben Whittaker's obviously become synonymous for the showboating and the antics. Do we think you'll see that against Gavazi? And have we actually seen the best of Ben Whittaker's skill level?
Yeah, I actually like the matchup. I mean, Andy Lee's, a real specialist in this. When I watched a few opponents, I like Gavazi because he's upright, he's quite aggressive, he's got a good jab, he's got good fundamentals, very tough. And I think it will allow for Ben to go through the gears and show how good he is against someone that's coming to win. This is a difference. I mean, we looked at guys, 26-4 and all this kind of stuff. This guy hasn't lost since, ironically, his pro debut against, I think, a 3-4-0 fighter. He's unbeaten for 7 years. I know their team. They're thinking we can beat Ben Whittaker because still there'll be some question marks over Ben Whittaker. And I like that because in the short term, it will allow us to match him against good opposition and better opposition that might not fancy the job. Unfortunately, if he starts to showcase what I think he's got, he will become tougher to match. But this is a good test for him.
Top 3 ranking. Yeah. Is it also obviously taking time, but if the opportunity can come to the WBC to take it as well?
Not against Dimitri Bivol or against David Benavidez yet, because we don't need those fights yet. And we've got to be ready for those fights when they come. That's a whole nother level. Ben's got all the ability to be at that level, but only when the time is right. Someone said to me, how many fights did he fight for the world heavyweight title? I said, could be 5. And by the way, at that point, he'd be unbeaten in 15. I mean, it's not like that super experience to fight for a light heavyweight world title. But as the belts start to fragment, and I don't know, Michael Effort fights Conor Wallace, we'd fight the winner of that in February or in Birmingham. So it's all about positioning yourself well across the governing bodies. But we're in no tearing rush with what we've got. I know that, people don't really understand, but why is he not fighting him? Why is he not fighting him? Look at his resume. Look how many in the right fashion. And this is a fast turnaround to get him out against a competitive guy. Let's see the levels. If we struggle here, we're a long way off those guys. But if we go through him and slice him and dice him, as Ben said, then we know that we can push on to the next level.
What's your response to Dana's most recent comment saying you read from WWE script? It was quite cordial before.
You guys know. I think he said someone's telling him to read from a WWE script. You guys know a couple of things. Number one, I've never had a fucking script in my life. And number 2, no one tells me what to say. And, all this stuff, I've never seen it. Like, I'm a little bit concerned with what I saw from Dana because I like Dana. And I don't want it to go like this for him. But I saw that interview. I was like, it's over. It's over before it's even started. I mean, how loud do you want to talk? Right? We've seen this before where the blood pressure starts going through the roof. You got just chill. It's only little old me that doesn't think big enough. So just chill. We don't have to scream and shout. We don't have to lose our temper. The blood pressure doesn't have to go out of control. You do your thing, I'll do mine thing. We've seen the rumoured success with the Muhammad Ali Act. We know what that is. But we just keep doing what we're doing. And I like our spot right now.
Can I just ask you again? You posted in your story, I think you said, I don't want to misquote you, too angry, too early.
Yeah.
Did you expect him to get to this level?
No. I expect Dana to go, Eddie Hearn, I like the guy. I'm looking forward to the battle. But all of a sudden, I just saw this anger and this tension and whoa. On one hand, we're not a threat. And 2, you've lost your shit already. We haven't even started yet. I mean, you haven't got a boxing product yet. And it started. So, listen, this is bread and butter to me. The difference between Dana and me is I've been in those battles for 15 years. With Frank, with Bob, with Oscar, with all of them. And it is literally like riding a bike for me. I see these warning signs like I saw in that video and I just thought, oh my God, this could be a little bit easier than I thought. But don't get me wrong, it's going to be a fun fight. But like I said, this is bread and butter for me. I don't mind when someone says something negative about me. You don't see me boiling over and screaming down at the interviewer. Just chill. But I think they should answer some real questions. And the most pressing question is, why do you want to change the Muhammad Ali or abolish the Muhammad Ali Act that is intact to protect fighters?
Ed, we've seen the pay-per-view announcement from Dazn about the sort of new subscription that's going to be coming in, the Fight Pass. Can you talk to me about how that is going to manage working with Dazn and what the fans can expect from that and whether it's a good move for boxing going forward?
Yeah, I think that, I don't think anyone's ever going to fully get the boxing model right, because it's such a sport that can change so quickly. You know, all of a sudden you can say we're not going to do pay-per-view anymore. Then you bring in this mega fight that can really only be funded by pay-per-view. So I prefer to be a little bit liquid. And if you actually look back at what I said at the years, I never said pay-per-view was dead. I said pay-per-view was dead at that price point, which is $89, $99. And I think that is the case. So I like subscription models. And if you look, we've tried to not do that many pay-per-view events. But then you have Riyadh season coming in with all these huge shows, and then you get more pay-per-views. So it's just a fluctuation over time.
Eddie, the signing of Conor Mitchell last month, a surprise, but another addition to the match.
Yeah, I mean, Conor Mitchell is a guy that I've, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years, see him in the gym as a kid, you know, used to watch him on the pads and think, wow, one day, you know, and a lot of these younger guys, like Diego Pacheco, you know, he's 24 years of age now. I still sometimes look at him as a 17-year-old that we signed. And I look at Conor Mitchell now becoming a man and a very, very talented fighter. I mean, Kevin Mitchell had so much ability, but didn't quite live the life. And if he would have lived the life, he would have 1,000,000% become world champion. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Conor really lives the life. I mean, literally his entire life is boxing. And it's not easy, but he'll get every opportunity with us. I like the storyline. I like the young man himself. He's going to be working with Conor Ben as well, which is, you know, important to us. And, you know, I really believe he can make his own name within the sport.
With the fan base that Kevin brought to his fights, we could see there could be a massive potential way to build a massive stuff, isn't there?
Yeah, and you've seen the affiliation with West Ham as well, like his dad had. You know, people like the family, right? They're good people. And when you look at the fighters coming through from that area and East London and Dagenham and Essex, and a massive night for George Liddard tonight, huge fight. Jimmy Sains, Chris is his dad, who I used to go clubbing with as well. So Chris. Another opportunity to win the English title. Like, these guys have got big support. Johnny Fisher, you know, all those guys, and Conor's going to piggyback on those guys as he builds his own fan base.
Eddie, Gunman Boxing.
Gunman.
How you doing, big man?
Fantastic.
Good to see you as always. Listen, huge signing for Matchwin Boxing. The rest of the promoters are moving like Ian Bill, and you are moving like Grant and Phil. How big a signing was it, Ben Whittaker, for you guys? And how are you feeling about another promotion putting their show on the same day as yours?
Yeah, someone said to me, you know, what do you think about the competition? I was like, it's not competition. I mean that respectfully. Ben Whittaker is a superstar, right? And listen, I like Fraser and Jamie TKV, but it's like, I don't believe that fight's going to happen, personally. You know, it's just a hunch that I have. And two, you ain't missing Ben Whittaker. Now, this is the thing with Ben Whittaker. Whether you don't like him, whether you like him, whether you pretend you don't care, you're going to tune into this young man. We've seen the numbers that he's been doing. We know his numbers socially and digitally. The guy is box office. And as this fight builds up, as the promotion builds up, there's only one place you'll be November 29th. I said earlier, it's a little bit like PSG or Real Madrid worrying about some conference team playing on the same night. And I don't mean that about the fighters. We don't want to be disrespectful, because big phrase gets angry sometimes. But I'm just talking about in general. Like, it is literally chalk and cheese.
Yeah, Ian Bill.
I like that. I like that. I'm moving like Ian Bill, I'm like Grant and Phil. Jeez! Thank you, man.
I've spoken to Mitchell since the announcement, and what's your kind of response to him going on the same?
Have I spoken to him? Has anyone spoken to him? I mean, when did you guys last speak to Ben Shalom? Did he even go to his press conference for the BBC event? I mean, it's just wild. The one thing you've got to learn is when the chips are down and everything's stacked against you, you've got to front it out, right? He should be calling you guys in, going, right, ask me whatever you want. Let me tell you what's happening now. Yeah, I lost my deal with Sky, but guess what? I'm on BBC. I'm with terrestrial TV. Fucking less happen. Like, but he's rather, Jesus, I don't want to say anything. That's the worst thing you can do. I don't think Ben Shalom goes, oh, I'm going to put this fight on November 29th to get to Eddie Hearn and Ben Whittaker. I don't believe that. I just think that was probably the only date that was available. Now, whether the fight happens or not, that's another story. So we will see. But, you know, for me, you've got to front it out.
Ben,